The Times woke up today and said, if you think those ratings from the We Can End Homelessness documentary by Prince William were bad, check out these numbers. I'm not being hyperbolic when I say this is explosive, extensive reporting, 5 months of reporting from the Times that culminated in this Duchy Files investigation piece, revealed the property empires that make Charles and William millions. The Sunday Times uncovered every plot of land owned by the ancient duchies of Lancaster and Cornwall. We're talking over 5,000 plots of land here. And oh boy, does this tweet from former BBC correspondent Peter Hunt feel even more apt today. He tweeted that William could make a significant impact on homelessness if he accepted a fixed income in return for giving up his vast Duchy of Cornwall estate. Even just for starters, give charities a break that are renting buildings on your property. Here's what's important to know. There are a couple different ways that royals get their money. If you would like a more in-depth look into the cost of the crown, this series by The Guardian from May 2023, around the time of King Charles's coronation, is incredible. When we talk about duchies, we're not talking about the sovereign grant. The sovereign grant is funded by, quote, an agreed upon percentage of the income that the government-run crown estate makes by managing land surrendered by the monarch 260 years ago. David Cameron, when he was prime minister, really sweetened the deal because they can never get less than what the previous year was. They are guaranteed to receive the same amount, if not more. And if it falls short for any reason, the crown estate, the government has to make up the difference. Then there are the private incomes of the sovereign and the heir apparent. That comes from profits generated by duchies. So there's two duchies. The first one is the Duchy of Lancaster. That was previously Queen Elizabeth's. Now it is obviously King Charles. And then when Queen Elizabeth passed, the Duchy of Cornwall, which had previously been Charles, the Prince of Wales's, went to Prince William. What's really cool? It's not cool. They don't pay capital gains tax. They don't pay income tax. They pay income tax voluntarily. The king and the prince both pay income tax voluntarily at the highest level, 45%, but oops, in 2021 to 2022, Charles only paid 5.9 million of an income tax, which amounted to only 25%, but that's because he deducted expenses that he considered related to his official duties. People in Britain can't afford to heat their homes in some cases in the winter. What are we doing here? Will says he does the same thing as his father, but guess what? Since 2022, we have not seen how much they have paid in taxes. And the Queen did not declare how much she paid in taxes. But what's even grosser is the slummy landlord nature of it all. NHS will end up paying the King's Duchy £11 million over 15 years to rent warehouses for ambulances. The Army has to pay to train on Dartmoor, the Navy to moor, and to refuel its fleet. Both William and Charles trained at the college as naval cadets. This one is, ugh. Ministry of Justice pays William's Duchy £1.5 million a year to use Dartmoor prison. Part of the profits from his duchy come from the continuation of imprisoning people. I don't know if this is technically a for-profit prison, but it's certainly profiting William. There's so much more in this piece, but this is just initial reactions. I'm of course going to look at the coverage by the British media and royal reporting, although I don't expect much. I expect that this will be swiftly cast aside or ridiculed, ignored, or someone will send some intrepid reporter to Montecito and see if Meghan's wearing a $500 organically raised woolen sweater while hiking or something like that. The thing is, when you really get down to the money aspect and where the royals put their money, it casts a really different light on what they say they're about, and also their limitations. Because a lot of times we hear, well, they can't do that. They're not the government. They can't be in politics. Well, you know what they could do? They could give up their duchies or part of their duchies, accept a fixed income, because nobody needs this much money. And remember, it's on top of the money that they get from the sovereign grant. I think that's part of the reason why William's documentary fell a bit flat. How can you talk about we can solve homelessness when you could make one of the biggest impacts. I really think that if the royals made some changes and said we don't want to be exempt from certain tax laws, or we are going to show our tax returns every year, we will show that I feel like there are so many little things that they could do that would kind of quell people who are like, I'm not really into the monarchy because of all the finance stuff. Like, oh, why do we pay for this? I think it would go a long way. And it's so weird to me that they won't take those steps. But maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it shouldn't be at the end of the day when there's money involved. Or it shouldn't be when you don't have a press that will hold you accountable. They don't want to risk it either because they make money off of you. There's going to be so much more to come. I need time to go over everything, but I will be back with more videos.